Robert Bob King, who's the mayor of Fort Lincoln. Give him a hand.
Right, all right.
Mayor for life.
Mayor for life. Don't forget that part.
Yes.
Mayor for
Right.
life. The Honorable Mayor for Life of District of Columbia told him he was the mayor for life for Fort Lincoln. So that's why we always have to remember that title as well. And that seated next to him is Ana Rodriguez, who has been our logistics person, has done a little bit of everything.
And your sponsor.
And sponsors, because she is the president of the PTO, which is Parent Teachers Association for McKinley Tech High School and the Junior High School. Welcome, Ana Rodriguez. Ana. Now, I'm just going to take one moment because this morning has to do with the Board of Elections. So I just want you to, everybody here, look to your right and say, good morning. Good morning. To your left and say, good morning. It is good to be in the place. Yes. It is good to be above ground.
Yes.
So that's why I want to make sure everybody has a welcome. Welcome. As I mentioned, and I won't say much about this, but the Ward 5 Leadership Council is an advocacy group. Advocacy. Can you say advocacy?
Advocacy.
What does that mean? We lobby for your interests. And so we have with us today the DC Board of Elections, whose job it is, whose task it is, whose responsibility it is to make sure that you, as residents of the District of Columbia, understand how to vote using this new system, which we call what? Right choice voting. It's new, it's different, and we do not want you to be excluded. So with that, I would like to introduce to you, and she can introduce her team, LaDawn White. LaDawn, I wanted to call her Wilson, but LaDawn White will be the person who will be the moderator for this section. And anything you want to know, don't ask me. And her team. And your team. I can say that.
Good morning. My name is LaDawn White. I'm with the DC Board of Elections, Manager of Voter Education and Outreach. Today we're hosting a ranked choice voting educational summit for seniors here in Ward 5. Today's format will include a nice video explaining the ranked choice voting process, how it will work in DC, what voters need to understand when they prepare to vote, how to avoid mistakes to ensure that their ballot will in fact count and there are no issues. And then we will also take questions from all participants. We will remain here from 10 until noon, so feel free to join us. And we are preparing for early voting and for the ballots to begin going in the mail in early May.
Good morning. My name is Alice Miller, Senior Policy Director at the DC Board of Elections. Ms. White just spoke about early voting. We'll have 25 early voting sites in the District of Columbia that will open a week before the June 16 election. We'll have additional 50 sites for a total of 75 on Election Day. All of our early voting sites will also be Election Day sites. Mail ballots will be sent out the middle of May, and they will be mailed to every registered voter. We also have mail drop boxes around the city. Anyone can drop their ballots in the mail drop box or use U.S. Postal Service. The mail drop boxes will be open until 8 p.m. on election night, and that is, of course, the last day to vote.
Yes, I just want everyone to know that ranked choice voting is coming to the residents in the District of Columbia beginning with the June 16th special election and primary election. Please note that you can rank up to 5 candidates for each contest that is subject to ranked choice voting, and those contests will be any contest that has 3 or more qualified candidates. Once you rank your ballot, we will go through rounds of tabulation because the objective is no one is declared a winner until someone receives 50% of the votes in that particular contest. We are actively engaged in the community. We are educating. We have informational materials on our website. We will have a video on our website. We are engaged in virtual and in-person informational sessions. You can come to our office and you can take part in the RCV lab we have there, and you can walk through the process of ranking your candidates and see how the tabulation process works. If you need more information, please call our office at 202-727-2525 or visit our website, dcboe.org, to get more information. But please know, do not be scared of the process. Do not be confused by the process. We are here to help and provide information to ensure that you are prepared for ranked choice voting. Thank you. Greetings, District of Columbia residents and registered voters. Did you know ranked choice voting is coming to DC? During the November 2024 general election, voters overwhelmingly said yes to I-83, voting in favor of bringing ranked choice voting, or RCV, to DC. The DC Council funded RCV in its FY 2026 budget. DC Board of Elections will now implement RCV for each election we administer, beginning with the June 2026 primary election. RCV applies to every contest with 3 or more candidates, except for political party offices. Specifically, RCV applies to the following contests: President and Vice President of the United States, Mayor, Attorney General, Chairman of the Council, Delegate to the House of Representatives, Members of the Council, Members of the State Board of Education, United States Senator, United States Representative, and Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner. With RCV, voters will be able to rank up to 5 candidates for each contest that contains at least 3 candidates. Therefore, you will give your top candidate your first choice ranking. You then rank 4 additional candidates in that contest. Ranking additional candidates does not hurt your first choice candidate. Please note, you are not required to rank candidates. You may select your top candidate as you have in the past. The goal of RCV is to ensure a candidate receives over 50% of the vote before being declared the winner. Here is how RCV works. Each contest with at least 3 candidates will allow a voter to rank up to 5 candidates, including a write-in candidate. If there are fewer than 5 candidates, a voter may rank as many candidates as there are in that contest. For each contest subject to RCV, rank up to 5 candidates in order of your preference. Do not give the same candidate multiple rankings, and do not give the same ranking to multiple candidates. You can rank as many or as few candidates as you want without exceeding 5 rankings. Therefore, your top candidate receives the first column ranking. You will mark your first choice or top candidate in the first column. You will mark your second choice candidate in the second column and continue the process until you have ranked up to 5 candidates. You will complete this process for each contest that is subject to RCV. Tabulation and determining winners. Once voting concludes, we will look at all Column 1 rankings for a contest. If a candidate receives over 50% of the votes, that candidate wins the contest, and we do not review votes in additional columns. If no candidate receives more than 50% of the votes in a contest, we do not declare a winner, and we move to rounds of tabulation. We look at the candidate who received the fewest number of votes. That candidate is removed from future tabulation. Voters who voted for that candidate will no longer have a candidate in the running. Therefore, we look at who those voters selected as their second choice candidate. Those votes for their second choice candidate are distributed among the remaining candidates on the ballot for that contest. We must now determine if a candidate has crossed the 50% threshold. If no candidate has received over 50% of the votes, we must conduct another round of tabulation. The candidate with the fewest votes at this point is removed from the contest and removed from future tabulation. Votes for that newly removed candidate will now have to be redistributed based on the voter's next selected candidate. Whenever your candidate is eliminated, we move to your next ranked candidate. We continue the process of eliminating candidates and redistributing votes until a candidate crosses the 50% threshold. The candidate who crosses the 50% threshold in a contest is declared the winner.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Henderson. How will DCBOE educate the public about RCV?
DCBOE is going to educate the public in a number of different ways. First, we have a lot of information on our website. We also have plenty of informational materials. We have a palm card, we'll have several postcards, we'll have the voter guide, we have FAQs. We also have a lab here at DCBOE headquarters, and individuals can come in and get hands-on practice as far as how to vote a ballot and get answers to any questions they have about tabulation. We also have an app that is available on our website. One thing to note, all of these materials will be available in other languages.
Will there be RCV candidates and non-RCV candidates on the same ballot?
It's a possibility. RCV kicks in whenever you have 3 or more candidates in a particular contest. And so if we have a contest that does not have at least 3 named candidates, that contest will not be subject to RCV. So there is a possibility that we will have RCV and non-RCV voting contests on the same ballot.
Hi, I'm Bert Russ. If I do something to make a contest inactive, will my entire ballot be inactive?
Good question. It is not. Only that particular contest is inactive.
Will election results be posted on election night?
Yes, they will. Voters will be able to go to our website, and we will have all in-person votes and mail ballot votes processed by election day available on election night. And we will continue to update the website as votes are processed.
Hi, I'm Michael Johnson. When will the final election results be provided?
We cannot provide final election results until we have all ballots, and we will not have all ballots until 10 days after Election Day. Once we're able to process those ballots, we will be able to certify the election.
And will those final results be posted on the DCBOE website?
Yes, final election results will be available on the DCBOE website.
Hi, I'm Yoenhara Kabeda. What makes a contest inactive?
A contest will become inactive if you give the same ranking to multiple candidates or if you give multiple rankings to the same candidate. The particular contest will only become inactive at the point that you make that mistake.
What happens if I skip a column ranking?
Voters should not skip rankings when they're voting in a particular contest. However, if you skip a column ranking, that is the equivalent of having subsequent rankings move up. So if you skip column 2, that means your column 3 ranking would move up, and it would not in any way jeopardize any of your future votes in that contest.
What about multiple rankings?
You cannot skip multiple or 2 rankings in a row. And so if you skip sequential rankings, your ballot will become invalid at that point. For instance, if you vote for someone in column 1, and then you skip columns 2 and 3, and then you vote for someone in column 4, your ballot will become inactive after that first ranking. To learn more about ranked choice voting, please go to www.dcboe.org or call 202-727-2525.
So ranking is optional. You do not have to rank. If you do rank, you can rank up to 5. There's also an option to select a write-in candidate and write somebody's name down that did not appear on the ballot as well.
James Butler, our political analyst, attorney Esquire, Randy for putting together an amazing campaign forum. This has been an exciting day since 7:30 in the morning. We met at 2200 Bladensburg Road Northeast. So many candidates for so many signs on the buses. What a great day. The educational piece, outreach. I'm extremely proud of this event. Probably go down in history. Ranked choice voting, as I said, is ranked choice voting turns checkers in the chest and it unpins our democracy for a system that few understand and nobody can explain.
And thank you, Mr. King. Thank you so much for being one of the co-conveners with Hazel Thomas for this very important meeting here today. District residents and specifically our seniors learned about ranked choice voting. It's new to them and they've learned the process and actually got to go through the process. I was happy to be asked by Mr. King and Hazel Thomas to be one of the moderators here with Mr. Thomas here today. And we got to hear from all of the candidates. So make sure that you get out and vote, voters, in the upcoming June primary.
Yeah, it's been a great day. Again, I want to thank Bob King and Hazel Thomas as conveners of the Ward 5 Leadership Council for coming up with the concept of doing this. It's very important, and for hitting me with great people like James Butler and Ana Rodriguez, who worked hand in hand to do all of this. I always tell people that if you don't vote, you don't count. And so this was a good opportunity for people to hear from the candidates and to learn this new process of ranked choice voting and how to go about it. So great day overall.
Thank you for coming and the team. Thank y'all. You did a great job. Love you. Thank you.